Good morning. On my way to get the bus after a couple of beers last night. Well, 3 beers on a Wednesday night. So the beauty of working for yourself is you please yourself when you work. So today, go get the bus, go and get my car, pick that up, take my wife to work, and then I'm going to do some podcast episodes. Thinking about doing one round due diligence. And people go, well, in property, due diligence is just when you look at the property when you're buying it. Well, it is. And there again, it's a lot more. Due diligence should start before you actually get into property. Due diligence should be you analysing whether it is the right move for you to get into property, because it's not right for everyone. Depending on circumstances, experience, etc. Other investments may be better. So the first thing with due diligence, you need to have a look at yourself and say, well, what's the outcome you're looking for? What are you looking for as an outcome? Are you looking for passive income, which property will give you? Are you looking for quick cash, quick big chunks of cash, which property sourcing may give you, depending on your experience and your knowledge, but not always. Are you looking to create wealth very quickly? In which case, property won't create wealth very quickly, it'll create wealth over a period of time. Investing in property is a way to get wealthy over a period of time while you're getting passive income, and how it does that is capital appreciation on the properties you buy, as long as you buy well. If you don't buy well, you won't make the capital appreciation. Well, you will, but it'll take a lot longer. So I think key is property the right vehicle for you to make your money in, do your investments, or are you better off looking at stocks and shares or something more tangible? The property for me, yeah, it was always the right move, but the due diligence side of it, I had to analyse what I knew, what I wanted to achieve from it, what I needed to do to get there. So the big thing about due diligence in becoming a property investor is, do you have the right knowledge? Yes, great, crack on. No, you need to get educated. So how do you get educated? You kiss a lot of frogs, and let me explain. So you will dip in with lots of different trainers around the internet. Some bad, some bloody awful, some good, some brilliant. That's just how it is. And then you've got to pick your way through that. Work out the ones that got doing loads of BS, and the ones that are on the level and are doing what they say and doing what they teach. And that's key. They need to be doing what they teach. If they're not doing that, why are they trying to teach you something they're not doing? I've done a lot of training over the last few years in property. Kissed a lot of frogs. Believe me. Yeah, slimy bastards. And I currently do a lot of training with Progressive Property. In my opinion, they are most probably the best property training company at the moment. With some excellent trainers there. Tony Gargan does a lot of BRR stuff, buy, rent, refurb, whatever you want to call it. They all seem to be adding an extra R on every time I look. But she is very good at what she does and teaches. Kevin McDonald, deal packaging, no money down. The guy is an encyclopedia of property. Absolutely amazing. And he always calls himself Marmite. Some people like him, some people don't. And he can come across that way. But when you get to know Kev, he's a top guy. Really good. And then you got Emerald Fisk, who works alongside Kevin. She's actually just become a mortgage broker on her own. Excellent person, really knowledgeable, great to learn off, and she does the presentations with Kevin on his No Money Down courses. Oh, you're saying, what's no money down? No money down. It's not quite right. And they explain it to you. You always need, some money to start a property, a few thousand. Yes, you can borrow it, put it on credit cards, etc. But you do need some money to start. There's no. I've always said. I remember speaking to Kevin Dalton. Sorry, car going past. I remember speaking to Kevin when I first met him. He said, "I don't believe you. I'm a total cynic. I don't think there's such thing as no money down." And he took it as a challenge. He might have took a bit of umbrage about it. I don't know. I don't think he did. And I said, "Well, let me teach you. Let me show you." And to be fair, he was dead open. It does cost you a little bit of money for compliance stuff and etc. So insurances, getting started, setting your company up. But you're talking £2,000, and I'd already set up anyway, so that wasn't a problem. Anyway, there's no money down. So strategies are very, very good, in my opinion. And I'm just starting to try them out. And he does rent to buy, where you have tenant buyers, so they pay a little bit more money as a deposit, rental deposit, pay a little bit more money on their rent, and they have the right to buy it at any time at an agreed, predetermined price. So what you're doing is you're helping them save that deposit so they can get a mortgage. So the extra money in the rental deposit goes into a separate account. The extra money from the rent goes into a same account, and that builds that deposit for them. So they know they've got a deposit building there and saving while they're living somewhere. And the beauty of that is because the tenant buyers, they do all the repairs, they do all the maintenance, because it's their property. They're just waiting to buy it. So it's an excellent way of helping people get on the property ladder. And don't forget, it's a predetermined price. So they agree a price when they start renting that they will buy that property for. So depending on how long it is, and depending on how capital appreciation goes, they may very well get a bargain. But you'll make your profit and you make your passive income while you're doing it. So it's a good way of doing it. You're helping people get on the property ladder, which is really awkward for people these days. And that's a really good strategy to make you income, but also to give people a chance. And I think that's key. You've got to help people along the way. So it's no good take. You've got to give a little bit back. And if you give it back by helping people buy their first property or get on the property ladder, great. I'm all for that. That's good. I suppose another one that they teach is the assisted sale. So the assisted sale is someone looking to buy their property. It's someone looking to sell their property, but they are struggling to sell it because it's in disrepair, and they need to do repair. So you would come along, say, okay, this is all tied up with legal agreements by solicitors. We will fund the repairs for your house to get to a certain thing. You sell your house for X amount. We will take our money for the repairs out plus an agreed amount, and then anything over that we'll split 50-50 over what they want. We'll split 50-50, and it works really well. But you've got to make sure the numbers are right. Obviously, it's no good you're going to make a couple of grand. You've got to make a good chunk of money out of it. But they sell their house, they get exactly what they want for it, and you make a profit out of it. So you're helping them. Yes, you're making money, but you help them along the way. It's good. So these no money down things, they aren't quite no money down, but they are achievable, and that's something I'm going to be trying over the next year. I've been doing buy-to-lets for a few years now. We've got a reasonable sized portfolio of properties. Just finished off on the last refurb, which is taking a while, but we just had the value around the other day. Hopefully that comes out, and then we look around for the next project. One of the ways I'm looking is doing some of these no money down ideas. So It's not a, people go, no money downs, it's a scam. It's not. It's all tied up with solicitors' contracts. So they know, your client, tenant knows what they're getting, you know what you're getting. That's the key, is to make sure everything's tied up neatly using solicitors. So all parties have that guarantee that it's going to be right at the end. Personally, I think the tenant buyer is an excellent rent to buy, is an excellent scheme, and that's something I'm really going to look at in the coming year. Get into that, try and help people onto the property ladder. Yes, I'll make some money out of it, but I want to get people on the property ladder. I want to help people. I'm making a reasonable income out of property now. It's not a fortune, but it's all right. Tops up the pension, gives us a little bit extra. Yeah, I'm going to be looking to still do buy-to-lets, but I'm also going to look to help with people who want to buy their own home, and tenant buyers. So that's my plan. If you want to know more about these different strategies, I would suggest that you maybe attend them as multiple cars going past. Amazing. I would suggest that you attend one of Progressive's multiple streams of property income, and I'll throw a link in the comments down below there. Minimal cost, 3 days of absolute knowledge, great knowledge from people like Tony Gargan and Kevin McDonald, Richard Stone, who does commercial development. Another thing I'm looking to do is commercial development. Not a major cost. The biggest cost is paying for your accommodation for 3 days down in Peterborough. And Peterborough's, it's easy to get to. Accommodation, there's a Premier Inn, 5 minutes walk away from Progressive Property. So I'll throw a link down in the comments. Have a look at it if you fancy going. Follow the link. They've got a couple of dates coming up September. I've done 1 or 2 of these, and they were absolutely, definitely worth the time. There wasn't much money. I don't think I paid for it. I think I got a free ticket from someone, but I spent 3 days and gained so much knowledge. And yes, there is an upsell. That's totally up to you where we do the upsell. Put the course on, but you will get 3 days where you will learn a huge amount of information that you would not learn elsewhere otherwise. So can you afford 3 days if you want to get into property out of your I'd say you cannot not afford that, because this is where you get the information that'll tell you whether property is right for you. It's 3 days, you meet a lot of good people. It's an intense 3 days as well. This isn't something that runs 9 till 4 o'clock. This is something that runs from something like 8 o'clock in the morning through to about 6 sometimes. It's a full on day. So anyway, if you're interested in that, have a look in the comments. I'll put the Masopi link down there, and have a great day. Keep moving forward. I'll see you next time.